a.m. What an odd time. What an odd time for what? This ain't the Johnny Carson show. How y'all doing today? This it wasn't set. I didn't set it for that time anyway. If it was, look, he cockeyed. That's how sleepy I am. I just woke up good. Um, I came outside. I just woke up. I haven't put out no videos in a few days. I'm sure I'm giving y'all a break, but at the same time, uh, with all of the checks being passed out, we've been super ultra mega busy at my job for what I do. Y'all know what I do for a living. How y'all doing this morning? So it's been making me think. I haven't had time to get on, but it's been making me think of really a couple of different things. One, a lot of stuff being purchased is not going to help you from some of the stuff that's going on these days. When I go to the store and when I go to, let's just stick with the store. I see a lot of big screen TVs being sold. It's a little chilly out here today. And I just keep thinking in my head, I hope this person that's buying this big screen TV ain't one of the people that I might have to save or something, you know. And just, I see so much nonsense being purchased at a most critical, crucial time in our history. So there's nothing wrong if that's what you feel that you need to do. But I just want to throw something out there and let everybody know, please be mindful that, number one, you don't know if you're going to get another one of them checks. Number two, whatever you purchased right now, whether you're working or not, it's going to affect you in the near future. If you have purchased a big screen TV for however much you paid for it, your TV is useless without power. Your TV is useless without anywhere to live to plug it in. So I wanted to throw that out there before I got started on what I really wanted to talk about, because I see so much nonsense being purchased, and it's usually people that I see that need the help the most. Let me put it like that. I'm trying to stay politically correct. People that need the help the most are the ones buying the nonsense. And I ain't gonna say it's all their fault. Some of it is because they don't know no doggone better. They wasn't raised no doggone better, and nobody ever told them, hey, what if the lights go out? But at the same time, I feel that it's our job to bring in our brothers and sisters and cousins and uncles and say, hey, you know, before you buy that, don't you think you might need a little backup battery? Or don't you think you might need some jumper cables? Don't you think you might need some food? So with that being said, I'm gonna leave that there. Good morning, everybody. I'm out here today because I'm about to finally spray all my trees again now that it stopped raining so much. I used to buy the neem oil in the bottle that you get at a big box store, right? Until Cheryl's Organic Food Forest started getting me hip to the pressed, pure neem oil. Once she started getting me hip to that, I haven't used anything else, and I got several bottles of this stuff. And let me tell you something: this don't smell like that stuff you get out the big box store. This is pure, and it goes a lot longer. And that other stuff that you get out of the big box store got all kind of strange stuff, other stuff in it that ain't got nothing to do with what this is for. Okay, so this is very expensive. I'm gonna keep it all together real with you, but it's a reason why it's expensive. It's because it's pure, cold pressed neem oil. It's not filled with other nonsense. So when I first seen the price of this, I was like, yo, I'm not paying that. But once you see why, you get it. So I can't pick that up, but you see my little sprayer. I'm about to get busy. I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of trees behind me, as you can see, all over. So number one, do not spray your blooming trees. If your tree has gone to bloom, all I can say is try your best not to hit the blooms. Try to hit the trunk of the tree, because the locusts are coming and they will eat your tree alive. Now, on the other hand, I'm going to say this. If you end up having to lose your harvest for this year because your tree is blooming, I'd rather lose my harvest for this year than lose my entire tree, because the locusts bore down inside of your tree. They bore into the branches, they bore into the limbs, and they slowly destroy your tree. So if you have never seen anything like that, I'm going to show you in a second here. But I want to say this. If you do have to spray your blooms, spray your blooms, because if you don't, you'll never have a harvest ever. Okay? If you're worrying about getting 2 or 3 little apples off one of these little baby trees, you need to be ashamed of yourself, for one. Number 2, it's not worth your whole tree. And this year, the reports about the locusts, I mean, it's you don't even have to listen to the media. You know, it's a scientific proof fact that happens every so many years. It's just the truth. So you don't even need to listen to the nonsense. And they are destructive. And with the way this year and the last year has been going, I'm not selling them short. Right now, I'm trying to think of everything as it's going to try to destroy my crops or destroy my life. So I'm not taking any chances. And I'm going to show you what they do. Then I'm going to show you another thing. I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to move into something else, okay? So hang with me. If my Wi-Fi cut out, I'm sorry, but I'll definitely come right back. So I got my, what's the name, in the window, so I'm going to move kind of slow. Let me see. The first thing I'm going to show you what it does, and then I'm going to show you what you do. It's brutal, but effective. Okay, here we go. This is my donut peach tree, my Saturn peach. Okay, I love this tree. This is one of my oldest trees that I still have that the beavers never took. Well, they ain't take all of it. But let me see. That is absolutely false, Teresa, and it's very dangerous to spread false information that has no scientific backing. Cicada 7. What's going on here? More are years where locusts are far worse than most usually. Hold on. All right. Listen, Teresa, I don't want to talk about the vaccines, okay? Anybody talking about the vaccines, that's right now I look at as kind of political. So I'm gonna remove that, because all it does is cause fighting. And I thought I was trying to help people talk about how to keep the locusts off their junk. So let's not do that. Yeah, I don't care who it is. Let's not talk about that. So I'm not looking at the screen. I thought we was all grown up enough to talk about something decent. And if you feel like taking the vaccine, that's your own doggone business. If you don't feel like taking the vaccine, that's your own business. Okay, let's talk about some reality, okay? Not conspiracy theory crap. I don't want to do that. Y'all know how I feel about that. Okay, this, as you see those scrapings in here? All of this in here is where I had a problem with, let me zoom in. This is where I had a problem with a borer, a tree borer, a peach tree borer. Now, the thing about this, what you need to know is what you have to do is dig that out. You're not going to like doing it because you think you're hurting your tree by cutting that bark out of there like that, right? You're not. You see that? You keep cutting until you see green. But all of this dead stuff, you keep cutting and you'll find the worms that are boring into your tree. You'll find them. And whether you find them or not, you just keep cutting until you see all the dead gone, right? Believe it or not, whether you find them or not, you got them. It's going to look terrible for a while. It's going to look terrible for quite a few years. But that is what you need to do to get those borers out of your tree. If you do not do that, they will destroy your tree slowly. And I'm going to show you how. This tree, let me see. This tree used to be quadruple this size. But you see how I let this little piece grow off on the side over here? I cut everything off. I cut this big piece off. I cut that big piece off because they were slowly dying because of that borer. And all of this it had worms in it. I just cut all of it off and let this new branch grow. And now look, it's trying to grow even more branches. This is what you do, okay? Here's another I dug out somewhere. Let me see. It's probably lower down. I can't see it. But that's what you got to do, family. You got to dig that stuff out. And if you don't dig it out, it will destroy your entire tree. It looks horrible now. But as you can also see, do you see this? You see that little scrape right there going to the side? Now that I'm looking at it better, you know what also that is? Beaver bites. Beaver trying to bite my tree through the fence. So I got to make this gate wider now that this tree has gotten bigger. Let's go back and have us a seat. Oh, before I go sit back down, I'm going to do this to show you, to get right into the second segment before I get in this, because I'm not going to stay on here long. I can't today. Number one, I'm tired. Number two, I got a lot of work to do. Don't give up on your dreams. The reason I did this video when I need to be working with the little bit of time I got, I did this video because I get tons of emails of saying, "Led, this failed, that failed, this failed, that failed. What do I do? I'm about to throw in the towel." Every gardener feels that way. You are not by yourself. Every gardener feels that way. I don't want you to give up and throw in the towel because you're so used to, especially my younger generation, you're so used to things happening so fast. Things coming to you so quick. Let me tell you something. You were the generation that you were born in is a blessing and a curse. A blessing and a curse. The reason I say that is you were born in a generation where you don't have to do as much work as we did or our elders before us. That's a good thing. And it's a bad thing because you don't have to work for or work as hard as us or our elders before us. Meaning, you're so used to everything being given to you so fast, so quick, without any effort, that when it doesn't happen like that, you give up. You're ready to quit. Call it a day. Throw in the towel. One thing about gardening, it's going to teach you patience whether you want to know about it or not. With gardening, there is no drive-throughs. There is no buttons. There is no magical anything that's going to make anything go faster. So you have to learn some patience. And I know that's hard. I know, especially all of my new gardeners, I know it's hard to have that kind of patience because you don't know what to expect. So you're expecting everything like a fruiting tree to be handed to you out a drive-through window or fast food window, and it just don't work that way. One thing man can't mess with is Mother Nature. We've been trying for centuries. No matter how much we try and how much we duplicate, no matter how much, we can't do it. And I don't think we ever will be able to, nor should we. Some things and some of the secrets of nature need to be left alone. So with that being said, I want to say this. Years ago, I planted a lot of trees. Those trees did not bloom. Those trees would not move. Those trees would not do anything. And I couldn't understand what was going on. Every year I got one more bloom. I was happy when I got one bloom. Like this. This is my pink lady apple tree that I just planted last spring. Pink lady apple tree. You see what that is? That's a bloom. Let me give it to you another way. That's a fruiting, flowering bloom. I only have a couple on this tree. Here's another one that's more defined. I only have a couple on this whole little tree. But what you don't understand is it's growing just like a human, a little bit at a time. Then next year, you're gonna have something like this, like the Granny Smith apple. Or now, the same amount of blooms that was all over that other tree is just on one branch. 3 sets. Then all over the tree is blooms. All the way to the top. I'm gonna reach you up to the top. Fruit. All day. That took some years. Then next thing you know, you got fruit. Like this. Let's take you over here. I'm trying to show you, instead of talk about it, it's best to show you. Then you get blooms like that. That, here you can see one pollinated right here. See how plump that is underneath there? That's a pear. That has been pollinated into perfection. That's going to be a piece of fruit. This little ball right here is a pear. And it all starts from you planting the tree. It all starts from you planting the tree. If you don't have patience, this ain't gonna work out for you very well. Now, I can show you some shortcuts like grafting, but for the most part, the patience is what you gotta have even for grafting, because you gotta wait till it heals. You gotta wait till it gets better and it's ready to give you fruit. Every tree that I own this year is blooming. That has never happened before. One year we'll have peaches, tons of peaches. The next year we'll have a few apples. The next year plums. It was never everything. It was always one or the other. But it's all finally coming together. I just showed you just 2 of my apple trees out of many. 2 apples, fully bloomed. But then we got plums, fully bloomed. Let me show you a little plum, here's, I'm trying to see one that's already, me and Lady Leah was looking at them this morning. Here we go. Here's a little baby plum right here. I'm trying to make it out. It's a little green ball right there, right under my fingertip. You see that? That little green ball is a plum. And it's hundreds of them on this tree. That's actually a pluot. My bad. That's a pluot. A splash pluot. Never got them like that before. Never. You got to be patient. Next thing you know, me and my wife is discussing this morning. We're discussing, what is we gonna do with all this fruit? And God bless Homestead Heart, Granny Karma, and Cheryl's Organic Food Force. They taught me how to can this fruit, because we're sitting there talking about preserving food. Like, we gonna have to preserve. I told her, you gonna have to get some more practice in, because I ain't gonna be able to do it by myself. That's how much food we gonna have. Even after the birds and the squirrels eat their share. So, we came up on something today. And when I say it's amazing, it's amazing. I'm going to be offering this in time, but for right now, I got to send out the rest of my orders. But I'm going to walk you over here and show you something that we've been waiting on for years. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a little demonstration so I can really be honest with you. Okay, this is perfect. Can everybody see this stick? Let me break it down to exactly about the size it was. Okay, everybody see that stick? It's thinner than a pencil. It's thinner than a pencil. Okay? Walk with me. Hey, Granny Karma. I actually stopped talking long enough to see you. I want to show you what this pencil does. I'm going to show you what patience does. I'm going to show you what happens when you wait and you take care of your trees like a child, like a baby, like a family member. People always ask me, why do you name your trees? I name my trees because that gives it almost kind of give it a little life, almost kind of give it a little soul. We ain't got to get into that stuff, but what it does is make you feel more responsible for it. So when you give something a name, for some reason, you take care of it better. I started this when I was a kid. I would name my first car. I would start naming my cars, name my motorcycles, name your house, name your trees, name your plants. It seems like you take care of it better. Like the people at your job, right? Some people, you don't care what their name is. You never try to remember their name. You don't care. I said, like, bro, I'll never see you again. I don't care. Hey, I'm Don. I don't care. But when you really program, say, I really need to stay on top of this guy. I need to know this guy's name. What's your name again, sir? I'm Don. Okay, Don. I got to remember that. I'm led, Don. To the point you even write his name down. Because you know that got something. They're going to give you something that you need when you need it the most. Like a job. Well, let me show you. I'm going to start in a distance. This stick, okay? This little stick, that's what this used to be. I can't make this up. I went back home to my home state in Ohio, and one of my old pastimes as a child, well, really as a grown up too, mulberries. Mulberries. So I took a piece of a branch of a mulberry tree that was in my sister-in-law's backyard. And again, thank you, Wanda, for that. That one little stick, this stick turned into this monster mulberry tree. How long did it take? It did this in only 2 years. 2 years. This is considered a weed tree where I'm from. Nobody wants them in their yard because they are invasive. The roots will bundle up, but I stuck this stick just like this in the ground, never touched it. See that stick? You can't even see it, can you? And then it did this 2 years later. Now, this is what you get in 2 years when you plant a mulberry tree. Every one of these little fuzzy things is fruit. Every one of these thousands and thousands and thousands of little white fuzzy things is mulberry blooms. Mulberry blooms. It's literally hundreds on each branch. Now let's back up and do the math again on that. This still is a young tree. This thing's supposed to get 30 feet tall if you let it. Okay? From this little stick, it's so little, look, I can't even find the little thing. Look, here it go. Can't even see that thing. That turned into that. The reason I'm telling you this is because sometimes you have to plant things and leave them the heck alone and let them work with Mother Nature so they can do their thing. They can come to life on their own. You trying to force stuff to come to life, that's not your job sometimes. Your job is to help. Your job is not to force. All the peaches in bloom, pomegranates, pluots, plums, mulberries, apples, persimmons. Everything is in bloom all at one time. Oh, blueberries, blackberries. Forgot about them. So, all of my cuttings, all of the cuttings that I cut, you see all them pots over there? All of those is cuttings. They trees now. These is cuttings that I took off of my trees and put them in pots. And now they're trees of their own. Here's an air layer that we took just this last fall. It's loaded full of blooms. We just took this off not even 6 months ago, not even 5 months ago. Y'all was with me. So, why am I doing all this? I got pears up the yin yang in the front. I just don't want to go up there. We will if you want to. But I just want you guys to know you gotta be patient. Thank you, Anthony. Say I'm in Central Texas. My crepe myrtles were in the ground for about 10 months before the freeze. 6 feet each. They are bare. What should I do? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, my friend. I don't deal with crepe myrtles at all. I have several, and I don't do anything to them. I'm sure they'll come back. Trust me. Right now, I'm telling you, family, I like beautiful flowers. They are pollinators and they bring in pollinators, but my sole focus is on growing food. Right now, I'm not growing for beauty. If you do see me planting flowers that's beautiful, I'm not planting it for its beauty. I'm planting it to help me bring in pollinators. Right now, I'm just totally focused on trying to feed my family. Yeah, it's not dead. I've never seen a dead crepe myrtle tree. I got one out here that the beaver keep eating and they keep coming back. I wish the beaver eat the whole thing, but even if he leave this much, it comes back. And now it's like 20 feet tall. So today, I just want to say, be patient. Plant those trees. Plant this dang on food. Please. Look, I'm begging you. I'm begging all of you. Because I don't care what side of political spectrum you're on, we can all agree on one thing. I don't care about the racist part of it all or nothing. We can all agree on one thing. You better start growing some dang on food. You better start getting your stuff together. You better start putting you some food away. I don't care if you like me or not, you cannot deny that. How long did you leave your trees in pots? The trees in pots been there indefinitely for years. Some of the peach trees behind me been in for years. These years. That's right. And don't just think about yourself, because you may have to feed your family member. You may have to feed your friend. When I be talking about prepping and talking about getting yourself together, um, I wouldn't plan for just you. Hey, Dan Permaculture Food Fords, I just seen somebody say your name, brother. I ain't seen you yet. Led, I have not stopped upon my garden since last March. I think about it every day and night. And that's what we should be doing. You have a palm tree. Yes, I do. Let me see. Do you have issues having chickens in the city? I've been thinking about, no. Listen to me, when it comes to my chickens, I double dog dare somebody come and tell me I can't have chickens when I got all these loud barking dogs around me. I got cats digging in my garden that belong to a neighbor 2 blocks away. They better not tell me that. You understand? That's where I'm gonna make my stand at, because that's some bull. I got dogs back here that won't shut up all night long, and I gotta hear that trying to sleep. But you worried about my chickens that ain't making no noise unless they about to pump out some eggs? GG's Natural said, just caught your solar generator video. Thank you. Hey, GG, thank you. And I'm not done either. We got something to do. Let me see. Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. The Artistic Kitchen in Sandy. Hi, how you doing, Kitchen? Said, are the bottoms on the contained trees drilled with holes? That's a great question. Let me tell you something. Some of them are. Those 2 are. But my ground stays so wet in some spots. This is what I do. And you can go over and ask my friend Grow Family Network, because he just did it too. You see how low this pot is? I dug a hole around there and I cut the whole bottom of this pot off. So now it's raised above this wet, soggy ground all year. And now it's growing so good, it's full of fruit in its 2nd year. So that's amazing by itself. If I plant this in the ground, it'll probably drown out, because every tree I plant, see that yellow pole right there? I had a tree right there in that corner. It's just drowned out. That's how wet this corner is. But I put this in a pot and it's just getting just enough water as it needs. So some of them, yeah, if you're gonna put something in a container, you have to put a hole in it. You gotta think about, you in a bathtub. Who was that? Thank you, Hood Farmer 51. Said, learn so much from watching. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I really do. Can a Meyer lemon tree be repotted in a bigger pot? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Because I'm about to take this Meyer lemon air layer, and I'm going to put it in a bigger pot. That's the air layer that we took this year. And I'm just going to put it in a bigger container. I might put it in the ground. I don't know. Wild fruit in a pot and a big pot drainage. Yes, you have to have drainage. If you don't have drainage, I'll need you to understand something. Tree roots breathe just like you and me. They need to breathe. There's some kind of misconception about certain things, physics, if you will. Like, people think that you can jump off a 50-story bridge down into a lake of water and be okay. Once you hit that water, it's like jumping onto the sidewalk. You understand? So when it comes to stuff like that, people don't think about, like, air. How can an airplane fly? Because air is something. You understand? The plane ain't magically flying. It's floating on top of something, which is air. So soil, the misconception about soil is it's some kind of magical stuff that trees just supposed to be in, but it's just like a feeding ground. Your soil is a feeding ground. That's all it is. Your tree still needs to breathe. The top of your tree brings in energy. Your roots bring in nutrients, but everything still has to breathe. So soil is no magical substance. So that's why your roots sometimes come up above the ground. All right? When your roots are in that ground, they are hunting for food and nutrients, just like we do. No different from us. all those fruit trees. Oh, and that was my other point before I veer off. Uh, the reason they need drainage holes in those containers, because they will drown if you do not do that. They will just, water will sit in there and stink and just drown your whole tree, and you have a dead tree. Let me see. Yeah, but pigs don't give eggs. Oh, okay, I missed something. Let me see. Pitts, do you know off the top of your head how many chill hours they need? I missed something too. I put holes in mine. I just wanted to know if you completely cut the bottom off. If you plan on that tree staying there for a long period of time, then yes, I cut the bottoms off of some of them, and some of them that I plan on moving eventually just have holes in them. Thank you, CC Retreat. She said, you can grow anything if you create the right environment. Correct. I say that all the time. If you give it the right environment, you can grow it anywhere. Now, how much sense that makes is a whole nother ball game. So that's the whole thing we need to watch out for. So I wanted to come on here and let you guys know, don't give up on your dreams. I've had so many people say, I quit, I'm done, I give up. I've tried it. All of my lettuce is dead. All of my broccoli is dead. I'm gonna say this too. In a way, that makes it sound like either you're narcissistic, and I know the people that's contacting me are not narcissistic, but it's kind of like, because you can't control your situation, you're ready to quit. That's what people hear when you say you're ready to quit because things didn't go your way. You understand? So it's hard for me to answer those emails without thinking that. I don't want you to give up, but I want you to understand you cannot, once you understand that you cannot control Mother Nature, once you get it through your head that Mother Nature was not put here for you to control. She is something here to keep reminding you that you are not in control. Control is a myth. Being in control of your situation is a myth. All of these storms is reminding you of that every day. You think you're okay until a storm hits you. You think you're financially sound until a storm hits you, or your health kicks in and give you a heart attack or something. You're not in control of anything. You understand? You're just the driver. Mother Nature is the car. You're trying to steer it in the right direction. That's it. But you ain't in control, because if them brakes give out, no matter which way you steer, you gonna crash. You understand? Mother Nature is the vehicle. You are just the driver. She's like, you remember your grandmama, your granddaddy's son, or your daddy let you take the wheel a little bit, make you feel like you really driving? I'm a big boy. Look, Ma, Dad let me drive. That's all. But we got through in our heads right now that we control everything. Nothing can stop us. Nothing. So when we get hit in the head with reality, grim, natural reality, we feel like giving up. Don't give up. You just need to realize you ain't in control of the garden. The garden is in control. You're there to, listen, family, you're here to help Mother Nature in the garden. You're the helper. That is all. Once you understand that you're just here to help Mother Nature alone, you will have more patience that way. Sandriel Bailey said, thank you very much. Said, thanks for getting us this survival journey. Learn so much about gardening, canning more. That's what we all here for. We all here to do this together. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to do this by myself. Say I know everything, right? Say I know all about prepping. I know about canning, gardening. And I'm the only one survive. I don't want to be here by myself. I'm going to need other people that's more skilled and more, in other places. I don't want to be by myself. So I figure if I share information, That's going to help me in the long run because I'll find somebody else to survive the bad situation. That way we can work together and get out of this mess. I just don't want people to give up so easily. They'll try it for a week. It's like weight loss. Man, dieting and trying to be healthy is hard work if that's not what you used to. Okay? But when you say you give up, that's when you lose. When you say you give up and you quit, that's when you lose. If you keep failing, failing doesn't make you a loser. Failing at your garden educates you for next time. But saying I quit, I don't want this no more. Forget this tree. Now you're a loser. That's when you're a loser, when you give up. When you eating pie and you just quit and say, I quit, just forget it. You don't got no more shame about it. That's when you a loser. But when you was like, oh, why did I do that? No good, no way I shouldn't have had that sandwich. Ugh. All right, I'm back on my trail tomorrow. That's when you like, listen, I'm not giving up. This gardening is different. It's a lesson in life. And I get so many emails, especially recently for some reason, especially recently. I don't know why. But it got me to the point I was like, I better say something about it because it's overwhelming. Like, listen, I've tried this, I've tried that, and probably some of y'all that's watching me right now, some of the ones that email me. I've tried this, tried that, I quit, I'm not gonna do this no more. You gotta understand something else too. When you do give up on trying to garden and grow your own food and sustain your family, because that's what this is. This isn't another TikTok game. It's not a trend. You're doing this because stuff is coming down the path a little stinking and we need to get ready for it. So when you give up on trying to sustain your family and grow your own food, you're giving up on your family. This ain't another game. With that being said, before I go, everybody is talking about, I want to do your challenge. Led, I'm ready to do your challenge. I want to win your challenge. I get these emails every day. I'm ready to win your challenge. What do we win? What do we win, Led? I'm going to tell you 2 mistakes I made. Let me bring you in a little closer because I want to get myself. I made 2 mistakes with that challenge video. See? Okay. 2 mistakes with that challenge video. Number 1, I used the word that I can't stand. Challenge. I've hated the word challenge ever since I heard about the icebox challenge or the whatever that thing was, because I thought that was some of the most ridiculous crap I ever seen in my life. Number 2, if the only reason you're trying to get a video started or a channel started is because you think you're going to win something, you're in this for the wrong reason. Number 3, I need you to understand something. If you do want to do the challenge, if you have started your channel and you're working on your channel and you're working on it, I need you to understand something. That's why I kind of backed off of it, because it was getting weird. If you've started your YouTube channel, you started your health journey, you started your gardening journey, your prepping journey, your canning journey, and you're showing the world your side, your point of view, you've already won. I need you to understand that. Think about this. Say I did pick one winner. If I picked one winner, one, there are literally thousands of emails that says, hey, I'm ready to start. What do I win? So if I picked one winner, will that make you quit your channel? Will that make you quit your quest? If your answer is yes, you're a loser. And you're in this for the wrong reason. The reason I said that, and I wish I would never have used the word challenge, because that triggers something in people for some reason. That word challenge, I'm telling you, I got so tired of the word challenge in my email to the point where I was going to take that video down. I'm still sleeping on it because that's not what this is about. All I wanted to do was get you enough courage for you to start your channel, for you to start your journey, because that's where it starts. If you don't start your channel, you'll never be able to show anybody really anything. You'll never be able to get the viewers. You'll never be able to get the subscribers. You'll never be able to get the check. That's another one of those people want something handed to them. You've already won. Right, it's not a damn game. It was to get you off your butt, because you know why I did it? Because people kept emailing me. I want to get started gardening and I want to start my own channel. What do I do? What do I do, Led? So I gave you some advice and I said, let's go. Now the next question was, now what do I win? You win your, listen what you just did. You just started your channel. You got up off your butt. You went out there and you recorded yourself doing X, Y, Z. You uploaded it and you got 2 or 3 views. You won. You know who lost? The people that didn't do it. The people that wanted to, let's put it like that, and didn't do it, they lose. Because they ain't did it yet. You win. Because in the long run, when you start getting those checks and you start getting people that know you, you'll know. If I would have never started, I wouldn't be nowhere. And for some reason, everybody think that I just started this channel yesterday and now here I am. No, mine started with 1 subscriber, just like you. Go back and look at them videos from old in the past. But it was me saying, you know what? I think I'm gonna just start doing videos. Why not? Everybody else is doing it. But everybody wants everything to come to them too fast. It don't work that way. You gotta, one thing about this gardening, YouTube channel, man, it take work. You're not getting this money for free. You're not getting any of these viewers for free. You earn it. And any of you guys out there with a channel, you know I'm speaking the truth. You put work in. One thing people don't understand is I work a full-time job. Most of my days for what I do in my career, I work anywhere from 8 to 12 to 16 hours a day. And you wonder how I'm on YouTube all the time, because I put other things aside and make a video. I sacrifice. I sacrifice some of my home duties to put information out. That's why. When you're being an entrepreneur, there's things you have to sacrifice to get there. And some of your time as having fun and being out with the family and vacation, whatever it is, you sometimes got to put that to the side to build for your future. And some people don't understand that. They think they can keep doing everything they doing with gardening and still end up, you can't plant something in the ground and walk away from it and go on vacation for 3 weeks and then you think you're going to have some food when you get back. You can't start a YouTube channel and don't upload anything and think you waiting on a check, and you keep asking me why, where's your subscribers at? Why ain't you getting no views? People, number one, have to find you. And if you're never there, you know, if you go to your favorite restaurant and they're never open, but one day you on your way to work and you see people inside and the sign say open, you're like, what? Who? I'm not going to stop because I don't know what that's about. That might be a police raid. I don't know. You got to get in there and do the work. This garden is work. This keeping your channel up and showing people, that's work. You're doing your work. It's not fun sometimes. I'm going to be honest with you. One of my latest videos was not fun to make. I can hear it in my tone and I can see it in my voice. One of the videos I just made was not fun to me, was my grafting video. That video right now is blowing up. I did not have fun in that video. You could see it in my face. The reason I didn't have fun in that video, it was freezing outside. It was raining, you couldn't even tell. It was looking like this, right? But it was raining, y'all couldn't even tell. It was cold, and I had something else I was supposed to be doing, and one of my deals fell through on something that I was supposed to handle. Was not happy, but I wanted to get that video out. But I knew if I don't get that video out now, I'm running out of time, and people need to know how to do this. So I said, let me do this. Now get this. Every time you see that camera move and it's at another angle, I have to stop. Move the camera, angle the camera, get my tools again. To you, it's all seamless, but to me, it take about 5 to 10 minutes just to start again doing something. And when you're grafting, you're on a time limit because you don't want that tree to dry out. So I'm dropping stuff, I'm knocking stuff over. If y'all seen the uncut edit videos of some of these videos, you'd be like, good God, what's wrong with him? Is he high? No. Sometimes you kick your camera over, you knock it over, it cut off. You thought you was recording and you ain't. You have to put in the work, is what I'm saying. If you want fruit in your garden, if you want to start a, I ain't gonna say necessarily a successful YouTube video, but any YouTube video or any platform, family, you have to put in work. I know this generation got us all thinking that something is just going to happen to us, like, you know, winning the lotto or something, and then boom, we got it. You got to work for it. Very few people make it to the NBA. Very few people make it to the NFL. Very few people win the lottery. The rest of us have to put in the work if we want that money. The rest of us have to work hard to be successful. It's not given to all of us. Mind you, not taken away from the people that worked hard to be in those professional positions, NFL, NBA, stuff like that. They worked hard, but they can only pick so many. It's some people out there that's greater than LeBron James, that's greater than Michael Jordan. It's people out there that's greater than Floyd Mayweather. It really is. But they can only pick one. They can't have 40 million Michael Jordans, 40 million LeBron Jameses. They can only pick one. I've seen people play basketball that will, you saw the crying meme of Michael Jordan. He would be crying for real if you seen some of the people I know from my own hometown. The only reason they ain't superstars because they can only pick one. And if your town, like mine, isn't popular, they look right past Toledo, Ohio. They'll go to Detroit, Michigan, only 30 miles away. So all of that talent in Toledo, Ohio is looked over. I got a friend. His name is Life Jennings. Have you ever heard of him? Anybody show of hands? Hey, babe. I got to make sure they ain't coming after me. Okay. I'm just making sure because I'm close to their nest. Okay. Life Jennings is a... Well, their nest is right there. You know how I feel about it. Life Jennings is a friend of mine. He's from Toledo, Ohio. I'm telling you, it's so much talent like that in Toledo. People just look over it. It's so many wonderfully, incredibly talented people in these little towns that just get looked over because the people that's looking for talent go to the big towns, right? So, I got a friend personally, what's his name, Vakiba? I got a friend that can sing. It's hard for me to listen to music and you can make my big grown tail cry. This girl will make you cry. And she ain't even singing a sad song. Do you understand what kind of voice that takes? To be able to make somebody cry and you ain't singing a sad song? I mean, just drudge up emotions from childhood or something. I don't know what it do, but I don't know whether it's the vibes that her voice do to your brain or something. If you can do that, you should be famous. You should be rich. But she ain't no different than me. We just some normal people. I can call her right now and say, what's up, Keith? Normal. Where she would have put Luther Vandross, rest his soul, to shame. So, and I always told her that Hood Farmer 51 say angel voice. I said that voice is straight. That gotta be what heaven sound like. It gotta be. To make you fall to your knees and know it's a God. That's that kind of voice right there where you know she just sung to you where you know it's a God. She ain't even singing about that. If you heard her voice, it's incredible. That's all I can say. So, family, please don't give up on your gardening dreams. Oh my goodness, don't. Don't give up. There's so many people I'm hearing right now ready to throw in the towel because they lettuce or they broccoli or something. Let me show you something. I got something around here that didn't make it. I would go back there, but the gangster geese probably might get at me. Family, I got trees that don't make it. I got trees that don't make it through the cold. Don't make it through the heat. Don't make it through the weather. I'm not ready to give up. You will get a tree, and I'm gonna say this right now. Some of y'all have trees that you ordered over the winter. You don't know what to do with it. Show of hands, because I'm not in this. You are not alone. Y'all ordered a bunch of trees and don't got a clue what you're going to do with them, because I got a couple of those emails too. Like, do I put them in a container? Do I put them in the ground? We expecting to freeze in about 4 days. Should I put it in the ground? Should I put it in some water? You order some trees and you don't know what to do with it right now. What is the best way to get a plant out of dormancy? That is not for you to do. To get a tree out of dormancy, that's Mother Nature's job. Again, don't force your garden. You're working against nature. Work with nature. You're just the helper. So, I'm going to show you why everything in my life right now is temporary. Some of these trees in containers, temporary. I ain't got them in the ground yet. I've been too busy. Here's 4 trees right out the gate that's temporary. No, 8. I got 4 plantains. And as you can see here, this is a loquat tree. Can y'all see that? Maybe not. Let me zoom up a little bit. That's a loquat. This, let me bring it in closer. This is a Fuyu persimmon that I saved, as you can see by the trunk down here. A friend of mine gave me this, and I brought it back to life. It was done for. Now, that's one loquat. 2 loquats, and another Fuyu persimmon. I got trees all over the place. I got stuff in temporary spots, stuff in buckets. Here's a fig tree right here, out of in the middle of nowhere. I ain't even gonna show that because I don't want to show you what you got going on. You can't give up. You gotta think. Part of this, you gotta use your head. You gotta use your head, family. If you got a tree too early, that's for you to be like, look. Here we go. Goose gangsters. Put them junks in a container. Plant them in a container until you can figure something else out, until your weather break. Don't just, some of this stuff been sitting in containers. Look, let's go to the container world. Damn, they like straight gangsters. Check this out. All of these trees here have been put in containers temporarily because I got a whole bunch of different kinds of figs, right? I got the, God, I'm ready to call them everything. The black Italian, I got a brown turkey, I got, what is this? I don't even know what this is. A white Marseille, I got the, what's the name of it? I got the little Miss Figgy, I got cuttings, I got pears, I got apples, all this stuff. What do you, who that boy is kicking? That chicken. What are you doing? Put it in a container. Get it in a container and make sure you plant it. I don't care what, listen, I don't care what kind of soil you use. If you're coming on over here to check me out and think that I'm one way or the other, I'm going to tell you right now, family. My job and my mission is to grow food by all means necessary. By any means necessary, I am going to grow some food. When people say, what kind of brand dish you use? Are you organic? Do you use it? Listen, I do whatever the heck I have to do to grow some food. If you get that through your head first, you'll be more successful. Just grow the dang on food, and once you get good and skilled enough at growing the food, now figure out a better way. Everybody want to get into growing super organic. I only use mushroom crumbs or something, whatever. But the next thing you know, they garden fail and they wonder why. That's because you don't even know what you're doing. You know how hard it is to grow organic? It's hard. But once you get your tree going and you get it established and learn and know what you're doing, it's possible. Now all I got to feed my trees is banana shells, bananas, egg shells, coffee grounds and stuff like that. Now I'm organic. When you get your tree from the store, when you get your tree or your plant from the store, it's not organic when you get it anyway. Unless you're getting a bare root tree. You get a tree in a pot like this. Ooh. Now, I know this is organic because I did that. Unless you're getting a tree in a pot like that. Ooh, look at that, ain't she pretty? That's normally not going to be organic because you're going to look down there and see them little fertilizer balls or pellets of beans and all that. No. So everybody say I'm growing organic, but they'll buy a tree full of fertilizer, soil, and put it in the ground and then put organic fertilizer on it. What's going to happen? Slowly, that tree is going to start uptaking the nutrients of the earth, of the ground, of your garden. In time, your tree will be organic. You understand? Some people don't get that concept. It's no different than, say you was always eating greasy food. You on a diet, and then you stopped. In time, you're going to shed the pounds and the poisons that all that mess was put in your body. And then your body is going to be whole again because all you've been eating is broccoli from your garden, lettuce from your garden, all the nutrients from your garden. That's when you're going to feel your best. No different with your tree. Because eating cheeseburgers and hot dogs and ding-dongs, after a while, that's what your body is going to be made out of. Okay, thank you, bro. Don't know what happened, but thank you. So in time, you start putting that good stuff in your body, all that organic food in your body, real food in your body, that's when you start becoming healthy. So everybody keep talking about I'm only growing organic, but you just bought that tree from a non-organic source. Use your head. It don't even matter. Just grab the doggone tree and put it in the ground or in your container and go from there. You understand? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, people, I look at it as excuses. People, they use so many excuses for everything in their life, especially in this garden. I'm not gonna get off into the other stuff. Thank you so much, Black Mama says showing love, great advice. Thank you so much, Black Mama. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. But you know, that's to me, we make too many excuses just so we don't gotta do it. Just so you don't have to put in the work. Every excuse. But then you see somebody with some fruit. You see somebody with a bucket of peaches, a bucket of apples, a bucket of bananas, and you say, how did you do that? How can I do it? Everybody that asks me that question, I can tell you in a universal answer. You have to put in the work. You got to get off the couch. You have to put your remote down. You have to put your game controller down, and you got to come out here and you got to put some seeds in the dirt. You got to get dirty. If you don't come out here and get dirty for at least a few minutes a day, you bound to trizzle. You behind the doggone, you ain't gonna make it. Nobody's gonna do that for you. Nobody. And we do this in life every day. This garden shows us everything we do in life. If you keep putting stuff off, you're going to have a mess. I will show you, but look, I got a mess. I'm going to try not to show her. All this is a mess. Because I keep putting it off because I've been so busy. But it's going to come to a time you got to get your tail up like I am today. About to spray these trees. Get up off your cheeks and go plant these leeks. Tell them, get off your cheeks and go plant these leeks. I can't even keep a straight face on that one. What I'm telling you, family, I'm no different than you. Some people think I am. I'm not. I'm no different than you. I promise you I'm not. The only difference between me and some folks is, man, I get the heck up and I go put some stuff in the ground. When this camera shut off, I'm a beast out here and can't nobody tell me I ain't. I promise to you, can't nobody tell me I ain't. I don't need no pat on the back. I don't need nobody to tell me that I am. I know I am. Even if I don't get results right off the back. That's right. Get off your cheeks and go plant some leeks. Because if you don't do it, ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. Look out here. People right now, it's people complaining about ain't no jobs. It's people complaining about, oh, don't let them come into the country because they gonna take our jobs. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say about that. I don't do politics, but I'm going back to the garden with this. These are the same people that's sitting down watching Maury Povich and ain't getting off their cheeks and going to go hunt the jobs. And then when people sneak into the country and take the jobs, then it's a problem. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't no different than in this garden. Ain't no different. In this garden, you sitting on the couch and you playing what's the name game with that thing on your head. You can't see nothing around you. You too busy playing games. Them goggles on your head. You so busy doing this or so busy listening to the next doggone, is that, I bet you that's gonna be the daddy. I bet you the baby look just like him. One of them is the daddy, I think it's him. If you listening to that nonsense, all the time you wasting doing that, you could have been out here growing you some doggone food. Growing you some food right there. You know how long it takes to grow that lettuce? I mean, I'm sorry, red mustard greens. You know what they do? Throw some seeds down and walk away. Throw some seeds down, water, and walk away. To the point, we got plants growing up in places I didn't put seeds there. Then you take your butt back in there and watch that nonsense. But work comes first. You got to put in the work first before you go play. And these days and time, it's backwards. Everybody playing games until Okay, I better go to work. But now you ain't even got enough time to do your work or your job properly. You half-ass do your job. You half-ass put in the energy to do the work. And then you expect top-notch results. That's why people be ready to throw in the towel and quit on reality. That's fantasy is so much better than reality because you can control fantasy. And I think that's where we all getting screwed up at. Out here in this garden. My son showed me some gardening stuff I couldn't believe. Minecraft. He telling me about what he grew. You ain't grown nothing, boy. He just got her laughing. You ain't grown nothing. Yes, I did, and I got some goats. No, you don't. What? Lady Led over here laughing because she know. Listen, boy, you ain't grew nothing. If I unplug that game, you gonna be just as hungry as if I didn't unplug it because you ain't grown nothing. You ain't stepped a foot outside and planted no seeds. Oh, I got a crop of corn, beans. You don't. You don't. It's a game. They got people believing that that's real. I had somebody telling me that at work one time. This was years ago. No, you don't. You ain't got no goats, no chickens, no cows. If I pull that plug, your whole farm gonna disappear. Like, boom. Get out of here. Get off the couch. Get off your cheeks and plant some leeks. It's my word. Family, stick together. We all in this together. Listen, just to prove my point, I was supposed to join my friends Miss Craft in turf therapy last night. They went live, did a Zoom meeting. I was supposed to join them on that. I got off work last night at 8 o'clock. I got home around 9 o'clock. When I came in, I fell asleep in my uniform and my shoes. You still gotta make some kind of time to get yourself together. You gotta cut it and make some time. So that's why I woke up early. I ain't had no full sleep, but I said I'm gonna come out here and spray my trees for them bugs come barreling in my trees. I'm gonna pull up these old, what is the okra, clean up my yard a little bit, and then I'm gonna go lay down. But I got to work first. Put your work in, family. I don't care where you live in the world right now. Put your work in. Start growing your food because it's something I don't got to keep reminding you of. Something is wrong. So please, yes, something is wrong. All right, and it's up to you to fix it. Nobody gonna fix this mess for you. If you waiting on the man to fix it for you, good luck with that. Look how he done did so far. So that's it. I'm gonna get out of here because I got crazy work to do. Honestly, I would love to keep this. My battery about to die. I would love to keep this going. I was just about to say, but my battery should be about ready by now. It is right there. So I'm gonna get out of here. Please don't quit. Please keep gardening. If you wanted to start a channel, please keep your channel started. What you just won was your independence. There is no grand prize. You just won your independence to entrepreneurship is what you just did. You don't know what you just started when you started this YouTube channel. You started your independence. You don't know who's going to run across your channel and discover you. Remember that. Here's the thought I want to put in your head before I leave, real quick. You think I'm the only one watching your channel? And the people in this room is the only ones watching your channel? You think Oprah don't get bored and cut on YouTube? You think Denzel is just studying his script and ain't watching YouTube? He might like the way you talk or the way you do things, and he want to use you or your persona as a character in his next movie. Other people of power and means are watching you. That's what these platforms are. You want to, let me put it to you like this. Your platform is like your billboard. Do you understand? What do you have to offer? This is your billboard. Don't even just look at it as a paycheck. Look at it as your billboard. What do you want people, what are you advertising? Because somebody gonna come along and say, yeah, stop off the next exit. I think I wanna give that a try. This is your billboard. So if you're showing people you growing these onions, leeks, potatoes, all of this stuff, that's what they're going to be interested in. But if you keep showing people your cheeks and your knockers, that's what they're going to be interested in. On some of these different platforms, there's a lot of women out there that's showing their body. They're showing their body. To each his own. To each his own. Right, they cheeks and they leaks. But I'm telling you this, you just put on a billboard, that's what's on the menu. That's what you're advertising. So when somebody starts staring at you because they recognize you from one of your videos and you feel uncomfortable, like, what's wrong with him? He looking for what you had for sale on that last video. You put that on the menu. People don't, and guess what? This menu don't ever change. It don't ever go away because the internet, once you put something on it, it's there for eternity. So if you want to keep putting your cheeks and your leaks online, that's what you're advertising. So use these platforms as a way of advertising what you about. What do you have to offer? Sometimes don't be just looking for the views. Don't just go looking for the paycheck. Go looking for this is what you're here to show the world that you want to offer. That's it. I'm gonna get out of here. Ugh. It's time for me to get off my cheeks and plant some leeks. First, I gotta take a leak first. Then we could plant some leeks. You good, honey? But before I go, I'm gonna race to the front. Oh, look at my persimmons. My pomegranate. And this is going, hey, New Orleans gardener, how you doing? She in the house tonight. Before I go, I'm gonna show you this. You know the little stick that I showed y'all earlier? That's what this pomegranate tree used to be. Now it's touching my roof. The little sticks that I bought just this last year, huge. Your sticks will turn into monsters in time. Homestead Heart, the little sticks that she just got from Ison's nursery, those little sticks used to be this. Those little sticks was that. That Granny Smith, that pink lady. Let me show you a couple more, just real quick before I get out of here. Go down Lemon Lane, fast, because it'll cut off. Excuse me, ladies. But right here, see my graft? The pears. Do you see that? Orient pears, full of blooms. Hosui pear, full of blooms. Shinko pear, full of blooms. All of that stuff, I can go around my yard all day and do that. If you don't start, you ain't gonna grow nothing. If you don't start, you ain't gonna grow nothing. You just gonna keep watching my channel. And if you